in here. Alright, here we go. So your study guide last night was on exponents and radicals because that's what your test is on when. When is your test?
Wednesday.
Which is when? Tomorrow. Yeah, it is. So that means we need to know how to do this. So, these guys are all on your exponent handbook, which is on page, what in your notebook? 40? 40? Awesome. Thank you. This is page 40. And then from there down is page 41. It's magic. Sweet potatoes. Alright, so for number 1, you should have done 4 times negative 14, and you get negative 16. When you multiply like bases, what do you do to the exponents? Add. So a to the 7th, b to the 12th, c squared. How many of us got it right? Without copying somebody's notebook this morning.
I thought it was 11.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got excited.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now did we get it right? Okay, sorry, thank you for catching my mistake. Take a point for your team. Take a point for your team. I don't know who you're yelling at, baby, but I'll take off 5. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to do what's inside the parentheses. So we're going to do 16 divided by 4 and get what?
6. 4. I mean, yeah.
And then 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. And then we're going to cube everything. So now we have our index card. We don't even need a calculator to tell us what 4 cubed is. It's 64. So you're going to have 64 x cubed y cubed. Because when you raise a power to a power, you multiply. Did anybody get that one right? Hey, look at us go. Yes.
Wait, which one? So you cube everything? I can't like see. It's the glare of the window.
I don't know what y'all want me to do. I can't like. I'm gonna try to get rid of the window.
Extinguish the sun.
Can you open the window?
Let me. There we go. See that?
Oh, yo.
Is that better?
That's a lot better.
Magic.
Now what about the other side?
Now I can just see the dress.
What is happening?
I guess you're the shady part.
I thought you did too, and I wasn't about to have to hurt you. Alright, so it is, thank you. Alright, so this guy is raised to the 0 power, and what is anything to the 0 power? So what's the answer? How many of us got that one right? Oh, yay, look at us go, guys. Did you not do your study guide? Oh. You could have done it while you were out. You can do it while you walk. Clipboard. Yes. Okay. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Anything ever to the 0 power is 1. If there was a rainbow, it would be to the 0 power. It would be 1. All right. Number 4. I'm so glad you can read. Now let's do math. Alright, so for this guy, you would reduce your fraction. What is 5/10 reduced to? Look at us go. I did. 5 divided by 10 is 1/2.
Did we get a point for that one?
No. 7 minus 30 is? So does it go on top or bottom? Oh my gosh, it's like we've learned something. What's 3 minus 27? Negative 24. So does it go on top or bottom? And 9 minus 30 is? Top or bottom? Oh my gosh, we might actually be ready for a test. Do it.
I don't know what you're saying, but it sounds pretty interesting.
Sorry. Alright, number 5. Alright, so you raise 6 to the 7th power, and I don't have a calculator, tell me what that is.
27 minus 9 936.
27,9936. So 279,936. And then when you raise a power to a power, what do you do to the exponents? Multiply. So 3 times 7 is?
21.
2 times 7 is?
14.
Look at us go.
Now we multiply it.
Yeah.
I did multiply them.
Like 6 times 7.
No. Okay, remember, we're learning properties of exponents. Is 6 an
I
exponent?
got that wrong.
No, 6 is a coefficient. So you do what it tells you to do. It's because you copied.
No,
Honey, I can't argue with you about this anymore. Alright, when you raise a power to a power, what do you do? 10 times 40 is? 8 to the 400th power. I hope we all got that one right. That was the easiest one on the whole page.
I
I
got
forgot the
it.
other zero.
I got it wrong.
dang, I got that wrong. I got
It was after.
Hey, I got
Do what?
that one right.
The easiest one was number 7. I think that'd be 3.
Battery.
Well, potatoes.
Come on, guys. That's nothing.
Oh, I'm trying.
I reminded you this morning.
did, and I'm just slacking.
Gosh, that's how much he cares about your business.
He could have plugged it in for me. That would have been better. Alright, there we go.
Did you hear me?
Nothing. Stop it.
Wait, did you hear me?
Miss Asbury heard. Right.
Number 7 is easy.
Alright, so this is to the 1/2 power. Can we have fractions as exponents?
Yes. No, no,
Yes.
No.
No.
You not know that.
That's what we've been learning for the last week. Okay, now, is this called rational exponent or radical form? Rational exponent. Take a point, Cynthia. So you convert this into a radical. Now,
That's what I was thinking of.
is this going to be the square root of 16 or the cubed root of 16?
You.
The square, because there's a 2, right? Do we write the 2 there?
Yes.
No.
No, we don't have to.
If I'm right there.
Alright, now what is the square root of 16?
4. Oh, yeah. Let's go.
So, I may put more than that, more than just one of those on the test, so you need to be prepared. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Alright, now, 8, 9, 10, and the rest of them are breaking down radicals. Those are simplifying radicals. That's what's on page 41 in your notebook. So, page 41. Now, this is where it starts being the biggest perfect square, perfect cube that goes into the radical. How do you know when to use the biggest perfect square?
When it doesn't have a number.
When it doesn't have an index. Good, take a point. How do you know when to use perfect cubed?
When it
It
does.
will have a 3.
It has to have a 3. Awesome. Alright, so what is the biggest perfect square that goes into 294?
49.
49 times what?
6.
Okay. What's the square root of 49?
7.
What happens to that 6?
Stays inside.
I got it right.
I don't know my
Look at you go. You need to find that before tomorrow. You need to either, if you've lost your index card, you need to find one before tomorrow or make a new one before tomorrow.
Make my pretty, Miss Asbury.
Look at you.
Oh gosh.
Yes,
Justin?
because there's not a perfect square that goes into 6.
What?
Can I move
I hear
it?
you.
Yeah, I'm going to move it around on your desk. It's still tomorrow. Alright, what is the biggest perfect square that goes into 126? 9? 9 times what?
14.
Alright, what's the square root of 9?
3.
So 3 root 14. Why does 14 stay in the house? Look at us go. Oh my gosh, we may do great on this test. I'm so proud of you guys.
I got that right, Miss Asbury. I forgot how to do the ones with the number in front of it.
Well, we're going to go over those, Tater Tot.
Okay, sweet.
That's what review day's for.
Thank you.
Alright, this guy right here. What is the biggest perfect square that goes into 40?
18.
Alright, children. 8 is not a perfect square.
18.
18 is not a perfect square. 4.
That's what I said first.
4 times what?
10.
Okay, what's the square root of 4?
2.
So now we have 2 times the 9 out front, root 10. What is 2 times 9?
18.
So it's 18 root 10. Look at us go.
That's what I got.
But I always tell you just put your
Say it to me again. Formulate the words in your head before you say it out loud.
Okay. After you find out what the perfect square is,
Uh-huh.
and you like,
Move it to the outside?
yeah,
Yes?
so you have to go back, or is that always perfect cube? Like you have to go back down to the perfect square.
I did. So the square root of 4 is 2, right?
Yes.
So I brought the 2 to the outside. Now we already have a friend out here, so we have to multiply. 2 times 9 is 18. Yes. 8's not a perfect square. It's a perfect cube. So make sure that's a common mistake, and make sure you pay attention that it's a 2 right there in the index, not 3. That's a good question. Alright, now this guy is the cubed root of 432. So are we going to use perfect squares or perfect cubes? Oh my gosh! Alright, what is the biggest perfect cube that goes into 432?
I got you. 216.
Okay, so do 432 divided by 216. Tell me what you get.
I don't know.
432 divided by 216 is 2?
2, yes.
Okay. So that's our biggest, 216 and 2. What's the cubed root of 216? 6. So then it's 6 cube root 2. Now, you have to have the 3 in the index because it starts with the 3 in the index. Do you multiply the 6 and the 3? No, because that's the index. It's not a coefficient. Yes. You got 27 and what? There's a perfect cube that goes into 16. 8. So that's always use the biggest. So be careful of that. Oh, I did not need to do this. Change this to a positive.
Oh, I still did it.
Well, if you can't take the square root of a negative number because 2 numbers multiplied, well, I guess you could take the cube root. Just don't put a negative in there because then we get into imaginary numbers and you'll get there in algebra 2. So change that to a positive. Super sorry, I got really excited when I made this. Pardon? Yeah. Sure.
I don't.
It's fun. Alright. I can't, my words. Help me, children. What am I? Okay, thank you. So I keep you around. Take a point. Alright, what's the cube root of 27? 3. And what's 3 times 6?
18.
So it's 18 cubed root 6. I'm up. Losing my voice, stuttering. Alright, how do we feel about the first page?
Nice.
Do you not feel great because you didn't do it last night?
I'm
I
sorry.
did it. All of it.
Did you get it right?
Nope.
Why? What happened?
Like right now, I thought you had to multiply 27 times 6.
Oh, okay. Well, if you did that, you would get that, right? Oh, you mean this guy on the outside?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, take the cubed root of him before you multiply.
27?
Yes. And we got 3. And so that's where we got our 18 from. We broke this down. We took the cubed root because that's our perfect cube. And we got 3. So then we did 3 times 6 and we got 18. So before you bring him to the outside, make sure you take that cubed root. Number 2. Okay. So first, divide. And remember, when you divide like bases, you subtract. So you would do 16 divided by 4 and you get 4. 2 minus 1, you get 1. 2 minus 1 and you get 1. But then you have to cube everything. So 4 cubed is 64. When you raise a power to a power, you multiply. 1 times 3, 1 times 3. So it's just like order of operations. Do what's inside the parentheses first. Any other questions on the first page? Speak now, because when's your test? Tomorrow. All right, turn it over. I would like you to please do 13 through 18, and you have 12 minutes.
13 to 18.
Yep, 13 through 18, 12 minutes. Whoa.
I mean, like, that's the level of wrong you are.
All right, let's look at 13, because we're struggling a little bit. So
I got it.
13 is the square root, so you need the biggest perfect square. That's 4 and 2. All right, so what's the square root of 4? So that's what comes to the outside. Now we need to look at our x to the 7th power. 2 goes into 7 how many times? 3 times, and then how many do you have left over? Now we also have this 2 left over, so he also stays inside. If you don't understand what I'm saying about dividing, write out your 7s, your x's rather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need sets of 2 because our index is 2. So I have 1 set of 2, 2 sets of 2, 3 sets of 2. That becomes x cubed. This guy's left over. He goes right there. Alright, number 14. We need the biggest perfect cube, which is 8. Alright, 8 times 18. And then you take the cube root of 8 and you get 2. So what are we going to do with the 2 and the 6? Multiply them, and that becomes 12. Now, 3 goes into 3 how many times?
1.
So you have 1x on the outside, and 18 is left over inside. Yeah.
Oh.
No, because there's not an x left over.
Hey, we need some points.
Earn them. Okay, you have 3 x's, right? And our index is 3, so we need sets of 3. How many sets of 3 do we have? Do we have any left over?
Oh, that's right.
Do we have any left over outside of our box? That's what I mean. Because our index is 3. I cannot breathe.
What?
No.
Are you sick?
Use your mouth.
No, I just really like sounding like this and feeling like this.
You need to
This
go to the
is
hospital.
what I do for...
They'll give you a shot.
The hot.
Drink it. Right there.
It's not how anything works.
Done.
Or you can get the medicine.
I don't like going to the doctor. I have a strong aversion to that. Huh? Probably. It's gonna be a bigger mix than this. It's like the study guide was mainly radicals and a little bit of exponents, but it's gonna be a better like half and half.
Oh.
And it's probably gonna only be like 15 questions.
Sandberg, who brought you that?
I did. All right. Yeah, I'm all of Valentine. I don't need nobody. All right. What's the biggest perfect cube that goes into 250?
25 times 10.
125.
Or 125.
Miss Asbury.
Yes.
Adriana Mazzana, did she make it in?
No.
Did not?
No, ma'am.
If she comes in, she's supposed to be an ISD.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, so we're looking for biggest perfect cube. 125 is the biggest perfect cube. The cube root of 125 is 5, so 5 comes to the outside. How many times does 3 go into 7?
Twice.
Twice, so you have x squared. You have your cubed, we have 2 left over, and we have 1x left over. Now, remember, it's a cubed, so we need groups of 3. So we have our 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need groups of 3, so we have 1 group of 3, 2 groups of 3, and 1 left over.
So when it's squared, it's 2.
Yes, yes, even with the variables.
I even got
You were very much on my nerves this morning, Cameron.
They
Yes, I should not have given you sugar.
sugar.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Something wrong with you, child. Alright, what is the biggest? Now, we're back to perfect squares. What's the biggest perfect square that goes into 160? So 16 and 10.
Oh.
And the square root of 16 is 4. 4 times 2 is?
8.
2 goes into 4 how many times?
4 times.
2 times.
I was just playing. He's kind of copying. I was putting a number on to
I said 64 to 8.
You will have a justification question on your test.
What?
Where it says justify your answer. Yeah. Crazy. Alright. 56. What is the biggest perfect... If y'all are going to pay attention, I'm not going to go over this. So you can study on your own, and I'm fine with that. Who is paying attention at your table? Not you.
Yes, I am.
Alright, biggest perfect square that goes into 56. 4 times what?
14.
Alright, what's the square root of 14? Or 4, rather.
2.
So 2 comes to the outside. 2 goes into 16 how many
8
times?
times.
2 goes into 3 how many times? With
1 left, or, yeah.
1 inside. Do I need to walk through that one again? Yes, okay. Which part? The variables or the beginning? The variables. Alright, so we have an index of 2. 2 goes into 16 8 times with none left over. 2 goes into 3 once with 1 left over. 4 times 14 is 56.
I feel like I'm gonna get the results like all the things.
Well, make yourself a note on your index card that when it says square root, use perfect squares, and when it says cubed root, use perfect cubes. Square root, use perfect squares. Cubed root,
What time do you get here?
use perfect
She's almost gonna do
cubes. We're not just going to study right before the test so you can pass the test.
I meant to come today, but I couldn't.
Well, we mean to do lots of things.
I didn't get here till 8.
What if it's like a 2
Yeah,
and
that's
a
what
3?
I'm
Would it else be
What about, I
perfect square?
don't know.
What do you mean, babe?
Like on number 15, or no, like 14. Is that 6 and a 3?
Okay, this is a coefficient, so that doesn't affect what you use in here. This is the only thing that affects what you use inside. So remember that. This is a coefficient that just talks about what when you take the cube root of this, you multiply. Ugh.
Bless you.
Alright, is this the 18? Is it the square root or perfect cube?
Square root.
Square root, so we're going to use perfect squares. What is the biggest perfect square, which is my second row? 16 times what?
2.
Alright. If you used 4, Austin, you would get 4 and 8. And then there's a perfect square that goes into 8.
You know,
So always use the biggest one. But that's okay. It was a good try. Alright, and what's the square root of 16?
4.
Alright, so 4 goes to the outside. 2 goes into 3 how many times?
1.
With?
1.
Alright, 2 goes into 6 how many times?
more than
3.
Let's be a little faster on that. We're 15. 2 goes into 6 how many times?
more than 1.
Okay, take a point for Slytherin over here.
What if you put that one like X one?
Right here? Right here? That's fine. I'd rather you not, but you can. If it helps you remember that you have 1 left over, that's fine.
We're not getting somewhere.
You're kind of being annoying. Hey, I think you did.
What did I do?
Did you take a point for them getting a point? Or did you just slam your strip down?
I just slammed my stick.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think that's how they got 31 last week.
Yeah,
36.
No, it's not.
Look at your face. You can't even say it with a straight face.
That's not. Look at me.
Alright, what is the biggest perfect square that goes into 117?
9.
9 times what? Times what?
13.
13?
Ma'am's the only one.
Take a point, Miriam.
Yay.
Hey, but how much? Is it in the 10% category? These points?
It's 10% each week, and at the end of the month, it's a 30%. So it's 2 grades.
Oh, so it's at the week and then it's at the end of the month.
That's what I just said.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Alright, what's the square root of 9? Take a point. 3 times 2 is?
3.
Take a point. Not you, not your team. You're not getting it right.
Courtesy.
Alright, 2 goes into 10 how many times?
5.
12.
Take a point if you said 5. 2 goes into 2 how many times?
Dang it, I got it wrong.
One.
We can't go over a point.
No, you can't go over today.
Can I take one out? I said 2 points.
No. You still don't even know what you're supposed to say. You're just saying stuff. Alright, 20, the last one before our justification. What is the biggest perfect square that goes into 135?
9.
9 times what?
15.
Take a point if you said 9 and 15.
No, let me write it down.
Remember, you can't go over 5. Yes.
Yeah, you
Okay.
got 6.
My heart is broken. How will I go on? He got me a new set of Harry Potter books.
I'm Mark. I said I love
Do you want to be my parent?
Alright. What is this? Why is it? It's getting uncomfortable now. Thank you. Alright, 2 goes into stop that.
2 goes into 10 5 times.
Take a point.
5. No more. 2
7.
good, yeah.
Yes.
Heck yeah. We got 5.
Wait, we still put this in here even though there's nothing left over?
The 15 is what's left over, so he goes inside. Alright, your last one, and this is part of your justification for tomorrow. It may be a little bit different, but you need to...
It's always recording.
I didn't mean to do that. So I'm throwing it up. It decided that, you know,
I'm pretty sure you are not understanding that my smile is not a happy smile.
hit it.
That was a perfectly
So
acceptable
sorry.
response.
His reaction.
Yeah.
Alright, now this says represent x to the 18th in 4 different ways. Remember, this is our justification from last week. Now, who can tell me one way that we can show x to the 18th? Curtis? Divide what?
Sandra, I think you just got me sitting while I was in there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
I forgot.
Alright?
So,
Like this? Awesome! Allah?
X to the 20
Take a point.
Say
Say it again.
X to the 20 power divided by X to the 20.
Good. Take a point if you can.
I can't. Go.
Miriam?
Parentheses is the parentheses E9 and outside
Okay. Alright, Justin?
6 to the 6. X to the 6.
Thank you, Miss X.
Fantastic. Who can tell me one more?
X to 10 times.
X to the 10 times what?
X to 6. No, 8.
Okay, Allah.
X cubed times S times 2.
Fantastic. Now, you'll need to justify it. What words do we have to use in our justification? I know this because. Can we start off with I know this because? No, you cannot start your answer with that. You have to reword the question and then say I know this because. You cannot start with I know this because.
What happened right here? That's another.
You don't get your points.